Hey guys, it's Uncle Doug coming to you from the basement of one of the ministry houses here in Liberty, Missouri. I got a word from the Lord, I guess it's been a couple weeks ago, 11/12/17 it was. And just having some dialogue with the Lord and felt like it was time to share it with you. I've certainly started to see how this word has been true and right here, but I suspect it's affecting you as well. This is, today is December 4th. This was from 11/12, November 12th at 8:38 p.m. The Lord said He wanted me to write this down, so I got up on the computer and typed it out as we were talking. I love you, Lord. I love you too, son. What's up? The warfare is going to be increasing. All of you need to draw some red lines and don't cross them no matter what. Strife is on the rise. Yes, Lord. Devastation is coming. Again, as I told you before, it will affect the oil and wine last, but it's coming. Yes, Lord. I'm going to go back and talk through some of this stuff in a minute. I just want to read it to you. Yes, Lord. Many are they that think they're safe. The delusion of comfort is still widespread. I have to shake it out of them. They have to realize they are on shaky ground, on sinking sand, or they will continue to think they are rich and have need of nothing. Don't despise it, even when it happens in your own camp. Yes, Lord, you know best, Lord. Bless your holy name. I know what I'm doing, son. No matter how ugly it gets, I have a plan. We're working the plan. Yes, Lord. Get ready for Kip on Friday. I'll direct it all. Fix the horse trailers. Get the pigs to slaughter. You need a DUNS number and a SAM number. That is important to other things later as well. Yes, Lord. You're doing fine, son. People are going to be coming. Don't be afraid of it. I'll make a way. Yes, Lord. I just want them to hear the messages that you've put on my heart, Lord. How do I get more ears? It's not your job, son. It's mine, and I'll do it in my time. Yes, Lord. Have your way, Lord. It's all coming, son, just like I promised. I'm sorry that it's dragging out so long. I know you're hungry and tired, but it has to go this way. He did not mean, I put in parentheses and italics here, he did not mean he was apologetic, just sympathetic when he said he was sorry. Sorry it was dragging out. Yes, Lord. Be strong, son. Be of good courage. I know what I'm doing. Yes, Lord. Help me, Lord. I'm really tired. I know, son. I'm sending a refreshing for you and Cindy both. Yes, Lord. That's all for now, son. Rest. Yes, Lord. I love you, Lord. I love you too, son. So that was the word at the moment. We go back to the top here. I would suggest when you pray and or just want to have a dialogue with God, start with, I love you, Lord. See where it goes from there. He says the warfare is going to be increasing. We've certainly seen that in the last 3 weeks. It's been really crazy leading up to the last Liberty Conference, and then lots and lots of pushback and stuff since then. He says all of you need to draw some red lines that you don't cross no matter what. Now, this is where you just make a determination that you're just never going to do whatever again. I'm never going to look at porn again, period. And so help me God, whatever assurance, however you need to come to some grip with that, some agreement with the Lord on that, it's just never going to happen. I'm never going to raise my fist in anger. I'm never going to, yell at my wife again in anger. I'm never going to, whatever it is, it will, instead of just saying I'm going to be a nice guy, try to operationalize that into some specific things that have been a problem, and just determine you're never going to do that. I'm never going to drink again. Period. Nothing. Not a sip. Not nothing. I'm never Whatever. Whatever it is that's an issue, you need to just draw a line in the sand and say this far and no further and never ever cross it again. That will help when the temptation comes and you're like, well, in the right circumstances, maybe it's okay to give in, and yeah, I've had a hard day, maybe one beer or whatever. When you have a line you won't cross, then you just don't cross it, period. And temptation doesn't have the same sway on you because you've already committed, I will not ever, 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 never again do that, period. Whatever. It's been a help to me. Way back 12 years ago, I started hearing the Lord. He said, you will never get a tattoo, never smoke, you will never drink alcohol, you'll never raise your fists in anger, and I don't recall all the others, but certainly, anyway, so even when I'm having a really bad day and I'm really worn out and I'm like, man, a margarita would go really good with these tacos. No, not doing it. Not doing it. Lord said, no, that's the end of it, period. Alcohol was never a problem for me. I can probably count fingers and toes the total number of drinks I've had in my life. Never been drunk, never thrown up, never, whatever. That was never an issue. Smoking was an issue. Don't have a tattoo, nothing. But still, by having an absolute temptation is easy to deal with because the Lord said, and that's the end of it. And maybe it's an agreement you have between you and the Lord, I'm pretty sure, even if you don't hear really, really well, if you say, Lord, what do you want me to never do again? I'm betting he'll put something in your head. I'm betting you'll hear something that he wants you to draw a line and never, ever do again. Strife is on the rise. Okay, strife is an interesting one because when a spirit of strife comes on the scene, taking your sword out and just wailing away at it is not how you handle strife. It's going to feed off of strife. The solution of strife is to give it a hug. And you don't give the demon a hug, but a brother recently was getting attacked by some demon that was physically molesting him in ways I probably can't talk about on the video, not knowing who's watching, but it was intimate and ugly and not at all pleasant. And he would take his sword out and his weapons and flamethrowers and whatever and fire at the thing, and it just got worse. And this was right after the Lord gave me this word, and I said, brother, it's feeding off that strife. You need to give it a hug and embrace it. And that's a hard thing. How am I going to embrace a demon that's molesting me? And I said, well, you're not embracing the demon and you're not embracing the molesting. You say, Lord, if this happening to me keeps other people from being bothered, I'll take it. If this relieves other people of suffering and I can suffer in their stead, I'll do it. And the love disarms the strife. The willingness takes the steam out of the whole thing because you're not playing their game. You're not resenting it. You're not fighting back. They haven't got your full attention. Your attention is on people that are out there that are hurting, that are worse off than you, and your willingness and love to stand in the gap and take it if it means that they get free or that they don't have to suffer. And that disarms strife. We've certainly had our share of strife around here, just in the last 3 weeks on the internet and locally. It goes on. Devastation is coming. Again, as I told you before, it will affect the oil and wine last, but it's coming. The beginning of 2017, he told me that lots of people were going to die this year, and that there would be devastation, but it wouldn't affect the oil and the wine. And my understanding in Revelation, where it talks about looses the angels to do harm, but don't hurt the oil and the wine, that those are essentially the rich people, as opposed to the grain, the bread, and the sort of cheaper foods, the sort of lowlier foods. The oil and the wine are the wealthier folks that don't get affected as much by it. But 2017 has absolutely been a year of a lot of death and destruction, a lot of Christian persecution all over the world for sure, and continues to be on the rise. And it may not be affecting us here in quite the same way, but it's coming pretty soon. He goes on to say, many are they that think they are safe. The delusion of comfort is still widespread. That may be, I'm rich and have need of nothing. It may mean I'm saved and I'm once saved, always saved because I said a sinner's prayer, or some other sense of self-contentedness that doesn't require them to be desperate for the Lord and hungry and thirsty for righteousness. It says, the delusion of comfort is still widespread. I have to shake it off of them. They have to realize they're on shaky ground, on sinking sand. I think a lot of this is about the church that believes it's built on the right foundation and it's not. Or they will continue to think they're rich and have need of nothing. Don't despise it, even when it happens in your own camp. I certainly pray all the time that the Lord would discomfort me and change me and continue to crucify pieces of me. But we do have those, even in the last 3 weeks, we've had some that left. Some that were, I think, a little content with themselves and think that they had need of nothing. Then he says, no matter how ugly, I know what I'm doing, son. No matter how ugly it gets, I have a plan. We're working the plan, capital P plan. And I know that goes back to the video I talked about where Jesus came to the furniture store and showed me the whole plan. And it was beautiful and perfect. He goes on, get ready for KIP on Friday. That was a meeting with zoning last week. Where I presented our development plan for the property, and they basically said it was all good, that all that stuff could happen with just permits without a public hearing, and as soon as we can get the wastewater problem settled, then we can get on with all the other projects in the next few phases of projects that need to get going. Fix the horse trailers. One's got a bad tire, the other's got a tongue that's broke off. Been working on that. Had them fixed. Now had a new problem. Get the pigs to slaughter. Did that. Beautiful miracle. We were just supposed to have them cut in half and cleaned. But the cut sheet from the guy before me, they accidentally used, so they chunked it all up, which would have cost me another couple $100 and didn't charge me for it. I need a Duns and a Sam number. That's a DUNS number, is a Dun and Bradstreet number, I think. We need for application for a grant that we're making. You're doing fine. Some people are going to be coming. Don't be afraid of it. I'll make a way. This was right before the last conference. We didn't know how many were coming. Ended up about a dozen. But at least one of them is coming back. Went back home, packed his stuff, is coming to stay. Jordan's on his way back. Pick him up Thursday. And God's making room as other people have left, and Marky and Christopher left. Then here come Roger and Jordan in those same beds. So the Lord's working it out, so we have room. Yes, Lord, I just want them to hear the messages that you have put on my heart. How do I get more ears? He says, it's not your job, son, it's mine, and I'll do it in my time. I have toyed with, there have been times when I had $20, $30, $40,000 in cash in the bank, and I thought, I could run the Apology of the World letter as a full-page ad in Charisma Magazine for like $5,000, and I think we'd get a lot of notice. Or other things we could do, hire a publicist or something and promote the books more, and it's always more important to pay the bills or to expand the farm or whatever else we need at the time, and it just never get freedom to spend money that way, blowing our own horn. But I know that when it's the Lord's time, that He can promote anyone and get their word out there, get their voice out there, and as big a scale as He wants to. So I just take my hands off the wheel and let Him do it His way, and just chug along with what I know He told me to do, like making videos for you guys. So I surrender. Yes, Lord, have your way, Lord. He says, it's all coming, son, just like I promised. I'm sorry it's dragging out so long. I know you're hungry and tired, but it has to go this way. Well, there's a lot of people who aren't ready yet, even if I think I'm ready. If we were on some talk show that was sympathetic, not a Dr. Phil show kind of a hit job, but could we handle the phone calls? Do we have a team here ready to handle 1,000 people coming to town and wanting ministry? I don't know that we do. But it's coming. It's coming. Getting closer all the time. Be of good courage. Be strong, son. Be of good courage. I know what I'm doing. No doubt. He says, I said, I'm tired, Lord. And He says, I know. I'm sending a refreshing for you and Cindy both. Thanks, Lord. Yes, Lord. Since then, we did get a refreshing at the conference. We did get to hang with some dear, sweet brothers and sisters and get invited to go speak at a house church a couple hours away from here, and pick up some more animals for the farm they wanted to give us, and I think we're going to do that in the next week or two. And it'd be a chance for Cindy and I, and maybe a couple others, just to get out of here for a day or two. And I know that there's bigger applications than that. We've got a little brother that's invited us to Europe. I don't know how that'll work out, if that'll end up happening or not. If I'm going to go, I'd like to go and hit, 6 or 7 countries and meet groups of our folks here and there and yon that need prayer, and that, I don't know. I'd like to be out on tour, but I don't know that we can leave here yet. So, we'll see what the Lord does. Anyway, I'm going to copy and paste this down into the dialogue box, if it'll give me enough room, in the description down below. Take it for whatever might have application to you. I know a lot of that stuff's specific to us, specific instructions for me, but pray that He would shake you off of anything that you're on that's shaky sand, that's not the right foundation. Pray that He would move you onto His foundation. This little hair won't lay down there. There you go. God bless you all. Thanks for listening. Lots more at the website, the website is fellowshipofthemartyrs.com. you can email or PayPal to fotm@fellowshipofthemartyrs.com. We've been a blessing to you. You want to give, you want to help pay it forward, so we'll be here for more people. Would be grateful for anything you wanted to send right now. And for sure, we need your prayers. Appreciate and glad to get your prayers. The website just passed 5 million views here recently. I didn't do a video about it because it's sort of an artificial number, but we do have something like 300,000 minutes of videos watched per month, which is just a staggering amount to me. Just a shockingly big number. Let me pull it up real quick here. Oops. Let me see. Hang on a minute. Let's see if this does it. Analytics. Here we are. In the last 28 days, we had 321,545 minutes of watched videos, which is slightly down. Average view duration is 7 minutes and 39 seconds. 42,000 views, which is still slightly down. We make $76 a month in ad revenue, which doesn't sound like much, but it'll pay a gas bill, maybe two. Maybe a water bill, probably not a water bill. If people were sharing the videos, liking the videos, getting them out to a wider audience, that number could easily double or more of total views. Anyway, so that's all for now. Thought that was interesting to share with you. I'm in awe of 321,545 minutes of people sitting watching videos in the last month. That is phenomenal. Absolutely. Anyway, God bless you all. Thanks for listening. Figure out your red lines. Settle it with the Lord. Don't cross them. In the name of Jesus. Amen.